60 years. A lot of people cried on Saturday. How many people I had text me or post on Twitter or Facebook, whatever, social media. Tears of joy, can't stop crying. I was sitting there watching it with my wife, and she's crying. I did not cry. Not that I have anything against crying. I'm a crier. I have no problem being emotional. I grinned ear to ear like the cat that ate the canary. I sat there tense when the announcement was about to happen, even though we all knew what she was going to say. But what we didn't know is exactly what that moment that we've all waited for decades would look and feel and sound like. And then Saturday, it unfolded. I sat there grinning, just wondering, like, if this good fortune was actually real life. 60 years, y'all. 60 years. I mean, surely the LSU fans that saw Billy Cannon make his Halloween night run, the LSU fans that were aware of Billy Cannon winning the Heisman in 1959, surely those people didn't think it was going to take 60 years for that moment. Do you realize the University of Tennessee has won 6 national titles, had one of the greatest runs in the history of college football under General Robert Nalen? You can fast forward to Heath Shuler, Peyton Manning, guys who had been Heisman finalists. Tennessee has never had a Heisman Trophy winner. Ole Miss came close with Archie, came close with Eli, came close with Jake Gibbs in the 50s. Never had a Heisman Trophy winner. Georgia Tech was coached by the guy who the award's named for. They've never had a Heisman winner. Mike Vick at Virginia Tech couldn't get it done. Virginia Tech's never had a Heisman winner. Cal has produced first-round draft picks, even a number 1 overall pick. They've never had a Heisman winner. Purdue has had Bob Greasy, Drew Brees, and lots of great players in between. They've never had a Heisman winner. My point is, you think about how many LSU fans came and passed without seeing that. And there on Saturday night, it was, in record-setting fashion, an LSU player, a quarterback nonetheless, hoisting college football's most prestigious award. The greatest individual honor in all of sports. Doesn't matter what sport we're talking about. There is no more prestigious award than the Heisman Trophy. And it resides in Baton Rouge. I mean, think about what we watched on Saturday, y'all. New York City, the media capital of the world, the epicenter of media on planet Earth, was painted in purple and gold in Times Square. Like, is this real life? Joe Burrow wins the Heisman, and then later that night in Madison Square Garden, you got a boxing champ putting on a Joe Burrow jersey, doing a backflip and striking the Heisman pose. You had congratulations from Drew Brees, from OJ, even Joel Klatt. Stunning. And we all collectively got to bathe in the afterglow of that. My goodness. Listen, we have to collectively give LSU fans a ton of credit. Because, as I mentioned, I'm not sure if in 1959 people knew what they were watching would live on forever. You know, I even asked Dr. Cannon this when I interviewed him a few years ago, like when he realized how big of a deal that run was. He talked about after the game, they really didn't even go out. He was married with kids. He went home. It was just a night. I mean, don't get me wrong, a great night. But certainly not one that in the moment you would think would build and grow the way it has over the part of 6 decades. Today, because of the benefit of having watched Dr. Cannon's legacy build over the course of 60 years as LSU's lone Heisman Trophy winner, how revered he was until the day he died and still is because of what he did 60 years ago and the legacy he left. Because LSU fans had that perspective and knowing they most didn't get to see that and have waited 6 decades for this, have embraced this moment. They have reveled in this moment. And this is something that LSU fans collectively who got to see this season and what transpired on Saturday night, this is something that we will all remember and recall for as long as we live, even if it takes another 60 years for an LSU player to hoist that trophy.